What we're going to do today is we are going to look at how to pack a pack.
All right. Hello, I'm Jacklyn.
I'm Kenzie.
We are Outtrip directors here at Crowsnest Bible Camp.
And today we're going to show you what to pack when you're coming to a Crowsnest Bible Camp out trip.
Yeah, so you will be equipped with a packing list before you come by email or on the website. This will tell you all the required things that you need to bring, things that are required but can lend out, and some optional items as well. So we are going to walk you through this packing list and give you some information on how to pack for an out trip.
Yeah, so we're just going to start at the top and work our way down. First thing, super necessary, you're going to need a good pair of hiking boots. So you want them to be sturdy, you want them to fit your feet so that they're comfortable, and you want them to have a good tread and some good ankle support so that you're not rolling your ankles if you're on any tricky terrain. Another thing you're going to want is socks. So you want them to be thick and warm and keep your feet warm. And so you want one pair for every day of the out trip plus one extra in case they get wet.
Yeah, so when you head out for your out trip, you will be wearing hiking attire. So you will be wearing one set of your hiking clothing and you will take an extra set along. So this will consist of an extra shirt and extra pants. No jeans, no cotton. Try and focus on fabrics like polyester, things that will wick away moisture and dry quickly.
Because jeans don't dry, and if you bring them and they get wet, you will be wet for the entire out trip.
You will be wet.
So don't do that. You also want to make sure that you have a set of clothing that is exclusively for sleeping. Because if you sweat in your sleeping clothes, you're going to be cold. So you keep these dry, you keep them in your garbage bag, and you wear them only at night. Some good reference points for fabric for that is wool, which will keep you really warm, as well as a synthetic polyester base layer works too. And you also are going to want to focus on packing in layers, because in the mountains you can go from super nice sunshine to rainy and cold very quickly, so you want to be ready for anything. So having a thick, warm fleece sweater is awesome. Fleece or wool, you want it to be packable but also warm, so that you can throw this on under anything else or over when you're cold.
Yes, some pleasure reading right here. It is so important to be able to take your mind off of the creation around you and onto some pleasure.
Kenzie just said, and it's very true here in Crowsnest Pass, that the weather can go from balmy and sunshine to blizzard and minus negative cold degrees. So a good hack is to take pants, if you're on a summer out trip, that can zip into shorts. So if you like wearing shorts while you're hiking, having pants like this means that you can take the legs off and have shorts. So you will also need a waterproof layer. Something like a good quality rain jacket. Just a note, rainproof jackets and windproof jackets are not the same thing. So know that your jacket is very rainproof, and a good way to test that, if you have no idea, is to run it under a tap before you come to camp. And if you don't have this, bring a poncho, something that can keep you dry, and if you don't have one of these, camp has a few extra that we can lend out.
Yeah.
Go for it, Kenzie.
So you're also going to want some sun protection, head protection. So that can be a buff, which is good to keep your ears warm when it's cold. Also a sun hat, awesome to keep the sun off your face. And then a toque is great to wear at night when you're all bundled in your sleeping bag. You can keep this part of you warm as well.
Warm and dry. So you will need a light source as well. So flashlight, headlamp, and some extra batteries for whatever you bring. Both are not necessary, but one is necessary. And we are a Bible camp, so you will need a Bible and your journal. This is a pretty good reference size for packing a Bible. Might be good to leave your big concordances at home for this trip.
Yes, some pleasure reading right here. It is so important to be able to take your mind off of the creation around you and onto some pleasure reading.
You'll need some pens and pencils to bring along, and then a waterproof bag to store these things in.
Yeah, so you're also gonna wanna bring something to eat in. Not a plate, because you can't eat soup off a plate, you can't eat chili off a, well, you can eat chili off a plate, but it works better in a bowl. So a mug like this is awesome, and then a spork or a spoon or something that you can eat with. And then, very important, these are gonna smell like food, and so we are gonna have to put them up the bear line at night. So we are going to equip you at camp with a nice little stuff sack so you can put everything in there. And so you're gonna want your mug, your spoon, and then you're also gonna want anything else that smells. So that's sunscreen, bug spray, lip balm, anything like that goes up in the spare line bag, and then you can give it to your outtrip director and they'll put it up the bear line.
Great. You will also need a water supply on your outtrip. So Nalgene's aren't necessary, but they're great because you can throw them around, they won't break, and they keep all the water inside. So a Nalgene pop bottles also work if you don't have a Nalgene, or something like a water bladder, something that you can get water from, and then some bags. So big black garbage bags. These are great for lining your pack and keeping everything securely waterproof. And also if you go on a day hike and aren't moving campsites, then you can wrap your sleeping bag in a garbage bag to keep everything warm and working.
Yeah, so in terms of sleeping, we're gonna be sleeping under tarps. So you're gonna want a sleeping pad that you can put on top of your ground sheet. Camp has these nice blue foamies that we can lend out to you. You can also bring something like a Thermarest or any kind of closed cell foamy. And then we're also gonna want a sleeping bag. So this can be down or synthetic. You want it to have like a pretty good temperature rating because it does get really cold in the mountains here. We do have some here at camp that we can lend out to you. And then if you do have compression straps, bring those so you can make it smaller and pack it in your pack easier. And then you're also gonna want a sleeping bag liner, and that's gonna make it so that you don't have to wash your sleeping bag as often, and also gonna give you just one extra layer of protection against the cold at night.
Great. So that is the end of our required items for outtrip packing. There are a few optional items that we will run over with you. So, bug spray, sunscreen. It's great to have your own supply of these things. This will be an example of something that goes in your bear line, along with toothbrush, toothpaste, chapstick, anything that smells will need to go up the bear line. And something like a down jacket or an extra jacket to keep you warm if fleece or wool is not enough. I always like to bring an extra jacket because it can get very cold in the mountains in the evening, so it's nice to have something warm and poofy you can put on. And
also functions as a pillow at night.
Yes, that's a really great point. A knife, not required, but very handy. Get to the knife, I just have so much joy because I think of having a knife on my belt on the major and how it was so handy. Every second I was just pulling out a knife and cutting things with it. Gloves or mittens. Mittens are better because they keep your fingers close together and warmer. They don't take up much room, so it's nice to have extra mittens if you'll be getting cold. Also, along with your rain gear, your rain jacket or a poncho, it's great to bring rain pants. So these will keep your legs dry and kind of keep you all sealed up so that you don't get soaking wet. And then having a pair of gaiters, again, not required, but handy. These straps here will go underneath your boots, and then this will run up your calf, protecting your legs from any bush or wetness, keeping you a little extra dry.
Last but not least, it's also very nice to have a walking stick. So you can bring this along. It can be your buddy for the whole out trip, and then you can carve your initials in it. Super fun and super helpful when you're walking up steep stuff.
Yeah, so camp has a few walking sticks that we can lend out, but it's great to have your own because it's like having a little friend on your out trip that you can make your own. So that is all of our required items, all of our optional items for packing on an out trip. Polysporin.
Cut.
No, keep going, keep going.
Merino wool